So just looking at let's have a look at XRP from this morning. It's still trying to break through this phase here, this position. So what I'm going to do is from the EMAs, the 20 white and the 55 blue. Let's just have a look what's happened since this morning. Yeah. So this morning, then you can see it was broken below the 20, so it's bouncing back above it at the moment. Excuse me. Then when you look at the 3 hour, again, you can see price action is still staying below the 20 EMA. The 3 hour and the 2 hour. Again, it's holding at the 20 here on the 2 hour. On the 1 hour, again, it's still the 55 is resistance. So all this has just been playing out. I think it gets a bit more interesting when I click to the 45 minute, because the 45 minute now, the 20 has broken the 55. So this is where you can see, as much as it's going sideways up and down, is there's still that steady continual pressure coming down from the EMAs. Where I think earlier today, I think the 30 minute, the 30 minute had broken, but now you can see the follow through on the 45. Yeah. So you can see that continual pressure is coming down. There may be a bit of a pushback, a little bit more of a lift up before the drop. Here's the MAs. The 12 hour turned. So the 12 hour was important to see what way it was setting up for the rest of the second half of the day. Yeah, I'm just waiting for. Here we go. So this was important, where price action was positioned for when it turned. So it's all good. Is the 20 again? 20 EMA. You can see the rejection here, and there's the red candle, and here's this flicking red to green at the moment. But the 5 is still down. The VWAP is still resistance. Is the 20 is still pushing down, and then the 10 went sideways, which leaves it open for a direction. So again, it's still working for the push down. And you can see the Bollinger here is at 30.51. A little bit of a spike through. We'll hit our target. So there's a bunch of EMAs around the 31.50 to 32. I think once we break this, that's when we're going to get the push. Excuse me. But there might be a push back up to the 5 on the 12 at 32.50 or so. Possibly that still might happen. If I flick into the 8 hour, again, there's the 5, 32.50. 4 hour. Again, you can see the battle, down, up. It may, there you go, 32.73. It may push back up to the 55 on the 4 hour before it gets down. I don't think it will, but it might. You can see it on the 10 here. Tested the 10, tested the 5. You know, it's gradually getting pushed. It's the 50 that needs the break. So once we see the 50 break, we'll get that move down. But again, we may need this before we get that. Again, you see the wicks on the 3 hour. Here's the 10 coming in on the 3 hour, putting some more added pressure on. Again, it made the wick up to the 100 here, 32.98. I don't think it's going to get that far. Probably the medial line, the 10 and the medial line here might be at 32.63. If it does, it might just turn and head down. There's the medial line on the 2 hour at 32.51. And one of the things that is a little bit of a giveaway is, you see the 20 going like this. It's almost like it's putting itself in position to be resistance when price action meets it, yeah. And you get that in both directions. Again, you see the pressure. See everything getting nice and tight on the 1 hour, yeah. So I'm just going to flick it back into the 8 hour for a sec, just to see. Yeah, see the way the 5 is going up here. In case it comes up and it touches it, most likely it will. When you see something like this going on, is generally it's an indication that price action is going to go up there, and it's in preparation for it. I'm just testing the 9, 10 hour as well, just to see. Okay, there's that there, and again it's coming around like this. Yeah. It could be a pushback to 32.50 before we get the break, but we'll see. I'm not sure. It depends on how long this breaks is. I don't think it's going to take as long to get down here as it does to get the turn here. It took 3 days up here. Didn't take that long to get up, but it took 3 days up here. Getting the turn around again seems to be the time consumer. I think once this breaks, it'll move much faster than how it's moving here. Yeah. Outside of that is I could waffle on, but that's it. That's it really. It's still the target of 29.7. I might take profit at 30. I have a long in with my target after that of 32, 32.50. Got to watch it as it goes up. Equally, this may want to go further. So once I see my entry point go in, I'll watch price action, and I'll probably put quite a tight stop loss on it. I won't want to get this tested too much. Yeah, I don't think it's going to go down. I think what's going to happen is we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4. We get a 5, a 6, possibly a retracing up, or a 6, a 7, a little retracing and down. But I don't think this is breakdown here. Yeah. So that's it. That's it. It's pretty much the same as earlier. It's just a little bit of progression on the MAs, probably a little bit of regression on the price action before we get the breakdown. Is that it happening there now? Is this it in front of our eyes? Let me just have a quick look here. Yeah, well, it's just going up. Yeah, you can see it. Put it on the 1 hour, it'd be clearer. Yeah. There we go. Look, it's pushing up there as you go. And again, this is the New York session, so there's generally a move in one direction before it heads in the other. So it looks like New York is going to push up a little bit and then turn it around and then bring it down. That's what it looks like. Outside of that, I will hand you over to Mahela. And let me just close this screen. And again, I'll open up yours. There's yours there. There you go.
Hello everyone. Now here is a Bitcoin and the moving averages on the 1 hour. We seem to be doing a slight lift up. I'll show you the trend lines in a bit. Let's first check the MAs. I think we're coming up to test the 200 on the 1 hour here. We seem to have been holding the 100. It's we haven't yet come over. We haven't yet broken the 200 or the 50. These two here seem to be some pretty solid resistance, though New York is doing a push at the moment. I do think that this is gonna this is gonna keep coming down to meet the target of the wedge that it's fallen out of. It's just fighting a little bit to break this level. Now we have seen a lot of sideways since this morning. Nothing spectacular really. The 5-minute stochastic seems to have got a little bit of a breather. So has the 15-minute and the 1 hour. And now I'd like to see this midline get broken. If the midline holds, again, I expect maybe a retest of, let's say, this level here, and I'll be again more generous, the 21K, and in this way we might be forming a head and shoulder formation with a lower high. Let's see where New York will go. I believe there's a lot of pressure coming down from the top to hold this quite under control, and it's only done a small retrace, so it's only done a 382 retracement. The 50 on the 4 hour is holding it, but the 5 and the 20 on the 4 hour are lifting it. So we might see a lift up maybe towards the Bollinger on the 4 hour. Again, it's just a possibility. It might as well be rejected here and start heading down, breaking the 20K, heading towards the 19K area. So that might happen just as well. We're discussing the two possible scenarios. Again, if there was an initial lift at the start of the session, generally there's a pullback in the next stages of the session. I think Ethereum is in a similar situation. With Ethereum, what we have, I'll make the screen a little bit bigger. With Ethereum, what we have is a much clearer pressure from the top towards the bottom, towards a push down, because the 20 on the 1 hour is coming down over the 200 on the 1 hour, and it's threatening to cross it down. So it's very acutely pressing this down. We have spent a lot of time here and we didn't make a lower low, so that would be an argument for lifting up towards the 50 or maybe the top of the Bollinger on the 1 hour. So again, testing the 11 and 50 area. But we'll see quite soon, I'd say in about an hour or so, what it wants to do. If it gets rejected here, we're going to get a lower low and meet our target around 1,000 for the drop. If not, it's going to retest probably the 1150 level. This is the wedge that Ethereum has come down from. Breaking this line, which is a strong support and resistance line, takes time. Like, look how long it took here. We are on the 1 hour and it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to triple that. So about 36 hours to break this line. That's how long it took previously. I don't believe it's going to take as long as that, but you do see what it's required to break this sort of momentum, because it has gained some momentum in the past 3 days, moving up since Saturday. So this is the stochastic RSI on the 1 hour. It's got a nice breather, I believe. Now I just want to check. The 4 hour has crossed and is moving up. So that would be, again, a reason for the up. The 6 hours is pushing down, and I believe the 8 hour, well, I'll check the 12 hour. Yeah, the 12 hour is pushing down as well. So we have momentum pushing down on the higher time frame. There's a little bit of a fight being put up on the smaller ones. I anticipated this might happen. That's why I said take some profit around the 1060, 1070 area, because you want to have some profit when it reaches that level, so that you can DCA on the retrace up on that rejection, and also feel a bit calmer about your trades being yourself being paid, your trades having gains. Now I'll just go back to the 1 hour for a quick review. So yes, we haven't yet made a higher high here, even a lower one. I don't anticipate we will, but I do believe that we might be going up to test the 1150. That's it. That's where we are at the start of New York. I'll see you tomorrow for London.
Thanks, Mihaela.
You're very welcome. Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, I do, Mihaela, if you don't mind.
Surely. Let me change
this morning, second, sorry.
Yes.
I was just saying, this morning you said that Ethereum yesterday turned and started to move before, sort of Bitcoin did for the downturn.
Yeah.
Given where it currently is in comparison to Bitcoin, do you think we might see that again, that Ethereum might sort of go first, and then Bitcoin might follow.
Do you
So
know,
kind of take a signal from it, if that makes sense.
that's a good point. Yeah. I think right now I think they might be in an identical place right now, Lee. So yes, the cone, the wedge that Ethereum was in yesterday was tighter, so it showed the breakout a little bit sooner than Bitcoins or XRPs. But right now they're literally in the same place. So they are on the support and resistance line. You see, Ethereum is more in a sideways, whereas Bitcoins, Bitcoins is more a descending sideways channel, but they're both on the same resistance, support and resistance line, trying to break it down. I believe Bitcoin might have done a little bit more effort than Ethereum to break it. So Bitcoin's already been pierced. Ethereum seems to be holding a little bit stronger on that, but it's exactly in the same place. Like, look at these highs here. We have a previous high, and then this one that hasn't reached it. And I think Bitcoin has done just the same. If I change to the 1 hour, we might be breaking it now. Let's see. So we've got two highs, but again, Bitcoin's is more of a falling sideways than a level one, as is Ethereum's. But they're in the same situation. I think they'll go together. By the looks of it, they seem to go together.
That's brilliant. Thank you.
You're very welcome. See how wide this wedge was compared to Ethereum's. Ethereum's was tighter.
Yeah, I get that.
Now we seem to be making a higher high. Let's see if Ethereum is following. Just curiosity now. Yes, Ethereum has done a higher high as well. Let's see. Let's see. By the looks of it, on the 1 hour, we've got a double bottom structure here, so we might be coming up to test the 1155. And for Bitcoin, the equivalent of that would be coming up to test this level here, the 21K. I'd say the 21K, a little bit higher, 21,300. Let's see. That's it.
Super. Right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day.